Oh my god, it's me. Hello everyone, it is I, Sam. I am back, yes, my face. And it is kind of a different video that I'm doing yet again. It's just so crazy. Like, it wasn't on my bingo card or anything. It just naturally came to me that I just wanted to do new content yet again. I've just realised I've run out of ideas. But anyway, if you're like from my old YouTube channels and one of my old subscribers, you'll know I used to do vlogs like almost all the time, and then kind of like stopped during college because it was just kind of cringe. But yeah, I just thought, why not do a vlog again and kind of vlog my life, so you can see the dark and scary and not so funny and mildly depressing Sam Gale life. I guess one thing I would like to do is kind of like do like a room tour, like, you know, like the cliche old YouTuber kind of thing where you can like show the place around and all that, and like, you know, there'll be like a joke here and there where there shouldn't be like something in the frame and then you just have to like throw that away and make a quirky little joke that what's that doing there? But this isn't that channel, so we're just gonna do something very straightforward because my ADHD can handle that. So it begins with the floor, and then we pan up to that's the map. Um, then we turn the man himself, Leatherface, which is annoyingly the only poster that I have with me at uni. And then I bought this one, which was in the kind of like student union kind of fair thing that they were doing for freshers. And I was just like, you know what? This speaks to me on a personal level. So yeah, that's pretty poggers. One thing I like to do in the evening is go into my bathroom and contemplate life decisions, turn to my shower and realise it is blocked again. Because student housing is fucking wonderful. Yeah, that's the bathroom. And then we got the bed. And then we got the bedside table with, you know, Stargate SG-1, which honestly, I need to continue reading this because it's so good. Like, I'm only like 10-ish pages into it, and it's like, it captures Stargate, even though this is like set after episode 2. And it just really establishes its characters incredibly well, and I really hope that it continues with the rest of the books. But the one annoying thing is with the books is they're not written in order. So this is like one of the only books set in season 1, and a lot of them are set in like season 3 and 7, weirdly, and none of them set like season 4 or like season 8, I don't think. It's just kind of like weird where some of them are set. There are quite a few set in in season 6, which I'm looking forward to because so far, season 6 of Stargate is my favorite season, or like up there, because, you know, season 1 is really fucking good, season 3 is really good as well, season 4 is it's alright, it's not bad, and we don't talk about season 2 and the first half of season 5. And then you have the rest of the room, which don't mind the plate of food and the random shit. Oh, you can see my Difflam spray. That's how I've been surviving with my current illness. I actually think many people know how easily I can get sick, and several of my friends have said you have the immune system of a fly, which, to be honest, is quite accurate. And then we have where none of the magic happens, and I just lay here and just contemplate that. That's kind of just how I vibe in my flat, you know, and then think about how shitty of a person I am and all those other wonderful things. And right next to it is like fucking clothes. And actually, saying that, speaking of clothes, there's no fucking hooks on these doors. They didn't put any up, so I can't put my coats on anything. So I have to jam pack all of them into my small little wardrobe. And I don't even have that many clothes. And then, like, that's my washing. And then you have, like, I have to put my backpack there and my shoes just on the floor. Speaking of shoes, my new Vans arrived. I'm very happy they fit me. Turns out I have small fucking feet. Bin, the computer where I do a lot of stuff on, including editing videos. This PC is gonna die in like a few months, so I need to probably try and buy a new one. And oh, what do we have here? It's my YouTube channel. You should totally subscribe. And oh, would you look at that? It's almost at 1,000 views. See, the thing is, with my channel is I have like 100 videos, but most of them are not public because they're just like a bunch of old crap that I just don't care about anymore. And you know, a lot of my like films have like changed and progressed over the years where I don't want to show like, well, I don't want like my shitty work to be like the first thing somebody sees. Like Static Visions is like the oldest film I am willing to have on there because it shows some promise and is like kind of like the start of my films. And it goes into Mugged Off, Protagonist, and then Delur, and then a bunch of random crappy videos, and then As I Descend Softly, which is more of a college film than a uni film, but hey ho. And I think one thing I do like, I appreciate with doing this film course is that it's taught me that, Sam, you are probably not going to be a director. You have a great idea for stuff. You have great ideas for things, but when you direct them, you're not that good. So yeah, I've kind of just realised I'm more of a sound designer than anything and writer. But then again, the writing in As I Descend Softly is not that good. Then again, it is a Shakespeare adaptation, so what can you do? Oh, would you look at this as well? It's the last brain cell where we consistently upload all the time. Consistency. Always consistent. We haven't missed a single week or 2 week interval. Then we have the uni books, which I need to read more of because I'm writing a script currently, and man, these are useful. Then I got the Difflam spray, which I need to spray my gullet with that. Then we got the book collection. I bought like a film book which was in the library, and then I was like, it's like £3 to buy online, so I was like, I'm buying that. Stephen King, Silence of the Lambs, which I'm like 80 pages in, need to read more. Stargate books, Children of Men, Behind My Deodorant, Sabriel and Solitaire, which I also need to read. Then we have the little Lego Dungeons and Dragons guy, some nail varnish, which I probably won't ever wear again, and my broken pair of glasses. I'm so happy I have this now. I've been wanting this Sonic for so long, and I finally have it. What else do we have in the room tour? We have a bunch of wires and cables and crap. My Fred Durst hat from the Limp Bizkit social, and then all my D&D crap and a bunch of other like film books and my Magic the Gathering. And I've not played D&D for several years, and I keep wanting to play it, and like, just uni. Uni is like, if you ever want to do uni, mentally prepare yourself for how much work you have to do, because it's So on tonight's agenda, I have a meeting with my lecturer tomorrow for my scene-by-scene outline, which is basically just an outline for your script. And it's for my script writing module, shockingly. We have to write like a pilot episode or like a half of a movie or something. And I decided to go for a pilot episode, which I initially wanted it to be 90 pages, and then they said the max was like 45 or like 48 or something, and I was like, oh, okay. And it's kind of just like been like a thing of like reworking a lot of stuff and like figuring out what needs to be in this, because it's really tough. Like, it's tough writing a short film script, but it's like even tougher writing a first episode and like something much bigger, because this isn't going to be like a short series. This is like a thing I've been working on for about 4 or 5 years now, with like, and the characters have evolved significantly. So as I can't do a 90-page thing anymore, what I am going to do is probably doing the first half of that 90-page script. I've been watching a lot of sci-fi shows. I've watched Star Trek Enterprise because it's like a 90-minute, it's a two-parter opening for the show. I rewatched the Firefly pilot episode. I've just been watching a bunch of different stuff to like really fully understand how an episode of TV is structured, especially when it's sci-fi. And also watching Stargate has helped a lot, specifically season 6, because there's a lot of episodes that are kind of related to the idea that I have. I'm kind of struggling with this. Like, I know what I want to do with it. I know where I want to go with it, but it's just like, how do I get from point A to B? It's not even point A to B anymore. It's like because I'm using a very basic method, the 3-act structure, which I typically hate, but it's like, it works very well for a pilot. It works very well in Star Trek and a bunch of other things. It may not fully work for this, but I've got to remember this is like the first part of a two-parter, and like the first part of like many episodes to come. So it's balancing out how much setup is there and everything else, because if it's just a setup episode, it's not going to be worth watching, because it's just like setting up everything to entice everyone to watch the rest of it, even though if you're watching it, you probably watch the rest of it if it's good enough. So it's just like really figuring out the end point, other things that go into it, especially with the main character, because the main character I haven't utilized enough. He's shown to be he's a very conflicted character, and it's just, there's many scenes in this where I'm not pushing that enough, and many scenes where it's just like he needs to be more active, because it's not that he's like standing around as like other characters are kind of doing too much to the point where he's doing like nothing. And it's like it's really is like a pendulum swing, balancing it out to the point where it works and it's not too much one way and too much the other. I also need to make sure this is like a little bit darker, because so far this is like coming across like a PG, and I know for a fact that this is gonna go to the levels of a 15 or an 18 if it gets picked up by a studio. And I just need to really just hammer down that no, this isn't for kids, this isn't for young audiences, and it has to be 2,000 words. I'm at 1,400 and I have like quite a few notes, so I'm gonna try probably before midnight, try and get as much done close enough to a first draft where it's kind of at where it needs to be. I've got my filled with joy mug because I'm always filled with joy. Lovely honey and lemon tea to soothe the throat. So it is now 2 days later. I had my meeting with my lecturer. She quite likes the draft that I have so far, which is very good, because hopefully that means I will get like a highish mark. She did give me some feedback on some things that need fixing, which is descriptions for characters. They need to be more established in who they are, especially the main character, who is kind of, as I said beforehand, he's kind of like not fully fleshed out enough. And there's like some points in the outline where I say they have an important meeting or important conversation, and I don't go into that. I don't kind of say what happens in that conversation, what happens in that meeting, and I need to, because I know this kind of show is going to be quite dialogue heavy. It's going to be kind of Game of Thrones level, like loads of dialogue, a lot of things going on, a lot of threads. There are so many plot threads that it's like so difficult to get it from my head onto the page, and I just need to hammer down and get it done. But it was actually very useful getting that feedback, because I know what I need to do now. And she also even said, I know that you know how you want this to unfold, how you want this story to unfold. You just need to wrap it in your head and then actually get it onto the page and do as much as possible. So currently my draft is on 20 scenes. I need to probably have about maybe like 25 to 30. But the thing is, some of these scenes are actually quite long and there's a lot that go into them. So maybe I don't need those extra scenes, I just need to flesh out some things. Like, I mean, scene 10, I just say maybe have a scene between this character and this character. Why do I need a scene with this character and this character? Why can't I can jump straight ahead to the next thing? And it is just like balancing out what needs to be on here and what doesn't. I think the setup for my main character is, actually probably my best setup for a main character that I have ever written. It establishes who he is as a person quite early on, and the risks he will make to help others. And I do need to figure out the dynamic between him and his stepdad more. Especially, and like even with like a lot of the other characters that are named, because it's like Star Trek when you have a crew of people. It's a fleet, and there's going to be many people on the command deck, and I need to give them all of their roles, and actually maybe read up into actual military stuff on all of these roles, so I can like write it in a technical way where it is kind of realistic enough. But I just need to I need to figure out a lot of stuff for this, and I need to actually it is darker since this. It is only on like 1,500 words, which is like 100 more, but I've deleted a lot of stuff and then written a lot more stuff, so there's like 400 new words in this, and I've removed like a bunch. So it is, it's coming together. Thankfully, I did get my extension, so that means I can focus on this a little bit more, and then hopefully I can submit it soon, because I want to just get onto like the script, and then all my other work, which I've got so much to do. I think that's where I'll end this vlog. It has gone on for quite a while. I mean, I'm currently editing it. We're on like 17 minutes, and this is like quite long already. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this weird kind of thing. I wasn't really expecting to do another vlog after. Oh gosh, it's been like 7 years since I've done a vlog. Oh my gosh, I've been on YouTube for a while, guys. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night.